All right, guys, we're doing our podcast this week, and it's the normal gruesome threesome. We got Colin, Corey, and Cody. And before we get going, I wanted to remind you guys if you could all go out and subscribe to our Patreon. And then if you really like what we're doing, help pay for some of this stuff, go and check out our merch store. All the links are in the description. And I think we're going to go with Corey. How's your
Hey,
campaign, sir?
it's good. Still fundraising for a campaign manager and just a little bit, couple shekels short, but I've been walking and knocking and going to All Out Call Out in Albuquerque, New Mexico, which is a street rate. It's on the track, but it uses all the street racers, and that was that was fun. I took my wife and kids. My son even showed up, and which is a pretty cool thing because he doesn't like get out. And the saltwater taffy. If you guys ever had some really good saltwater taffy, that's the key. Yeah. But I got to walk around, meet a bunch of people, and talk with them and find out what they're talking about, the issues and what concerns that they have. And a lot of people have concerns about healthcare, big time. It's getting worse and worse. Crime's getting worse, taxes, and they're asking where's the money going. So I've been talking and trying to find out how we can make a difference and flip this stuff around. So it's been pretty fun. If you want more, go to Corey number four nm.com or go to my Facebook page, which is also Corey number four nm.com. And my Instagram is the same. Just kind of kept it simple, kept it cool, and uh, share, like, subscribe. And there's some things that I put up uh, the last 2 weeks, and so some good stuff, some really good stuff. So how's things going on with the Colin and the Cody?
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
good.
Colin, how's things going with you?
My kids are still alive, so that's good.
Well, at least we know you know how to feed kids. So,
Yeah, my wife even kind of likes me, so that's good too.
Nice.
wait,
Yeah,
wait,
I know.
you're so. I don't know how you do that
That's what
because
I said.
I can't get that kind of advice from Corey, and I can't get that from myself. So, how does
Oh,
she
I got
like you?
my wife likes me. She tells me.
Oh,
Yeah. And then if
I haven't
she
quite gotten there yet,
doesn't like
but
me,
getting
she'll
there.
tell me.
No, that's not true. She's great. It's a
she
good
sits there and
job.
flips a coin.
Yeah.
Like him right now.
Yep.
So, anyways, where we're gonna
Lo
start off with?
Lots
Well,
going on in the world. The Iran seems like it's possibly winding down. There's a lot of oil prices, future prices are dropping. And I was listening to Dr. something, and I can't remember what his name
Stephen
is.
Turley.
Stephen Turley. Yeah. I've been listening to him. And he goes, the special forces were going in and making sure that no Iranian ships could ever get out. I was like, hmm, I, I want to sign up. I want to sign up and do
Oh,
that.
one thing about it. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the B-52 bomber crew that got
Oh, yeah.
killed yesterday over at Edwards Air Force
Yeah.
Base.
Yeah.
That was a tragedy. I think they lost, what,
Yeah.
5 crew members?
I think
From
so.
one. Yeah, that's
It's
sad.
around that number. And that's way too much.
Yeah, my family has a lot of history at the Edwards Air Force Base, so it kinda hits home.
They're great people, amazing pilots,
Oh, yeah.
amazing crew. Yeah.
Yeah, my grandma, used to work out there, the Edwards Air Force Base for a long time.
Yeah. Was she a
Yeah, she
pilot?
no, she was a secretary for the commanding general of Base Command of Edwards Air Force Base,
So she
and then
was
she worked.
able to keep someone in line. Look at that.
No, she had a really high clearance level. Yeah.
Right on.
But, I have all this cool. I need to figure out where it is because it'd be cool to get. She has all this memorabilia from like the X-15 project when she was out there,
Yeah.
and she worked on the XB-70 Valkyrie, and then there was some U2 stuff she had there. She, so worked on a lot of.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Right on,
Yeah.
Colin. Yeah, you're
What?
doing something right, Colin. She needs some of her dad assurance.
Hmm.
Yeah. Which reminds me, Father's Day is coming up this
You know
Sunday.
would be really good for you guys to do on Father's Day if you order to when this comes out on Thursday. You will still have time to order a shirt from our thing for
Yeah.
Father's Day.
A Father's Day shirt from the Turning Down the Rabbit Hole. Right on.
You know, we
But
have legendary shirts like "Don't Marry Witches."
there we
Uh,
go.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, just don't wear it around your wife and point to her like Cody does. Shoot.
let's not clutter this conversation with facts. Okay.
But fathers, you got to admit, fathers are amazing. We're amazing creatures because we hold so much up and we hold so much stuff inside and we give a lot and we do a lot. Um, without fathers in the home, the kids, if it's just a single parent and just a mother, they're highly likely to commit crimes and be in prison than if it's just a single father. The father figure has a lot of weight, and I can't remember what the figures are off the top of my head, but if you Google it, you'll find out there's a lot of research on fathers in the home and how big of an impact that we have. Now, there are the other fathers or other people that are abusive and that kind of stuff. Um, yeah, they're who they are, but
They tend to have
fathers,
been raised by single mothers.
yeah, but us fathers, we're amazing, and so I salute all of you guys out there. Keep up the amazing work. Don't get discouraged. If you need someone to talk to, bold advisor, or reach out to a friend, because most men are going through some kind of struggle and stuff. Marriage is not easy. Raising kids, that's not easy. But yeah, sitting down with your kid and reading a book, dads dads read books to their kids because more books that they are read to, the higher their IQ and the better that they do in school. And then they go to college and become multimillionaires or something. Yeah. So continue to read books, continue to get down and play. I miss my kids, being able to tackle them and make them belly laugh. Yeah. You guys, Colin and Cody still have little kids. And so they still can do that, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. Um, and then, yeah,
You could
I
also
actually
write
got
about your
my,
journey.
huh?
You could write about your journey as a parent in our
Yeah.
Range Day Therapy journal book that we have specifically for our thing here. You know, very,
Yeah. Yeah.
very handsome book.
Yeah.
We have Battle
Eh,
Ready book too. You know, hardcover, like
Oh,
a
nice.
yeah.
journal. Yeah.
If you're a journaler, you like to journal, there you go. If not, speak it out loud. What is that? A sippy cup for
No,
vodka?
it's a glass cup that you can drink your
Beer?
adult beverage out of with a
Wine?
straw. Yeah.
Vodka. Your bourbon. That's a lot of bourbon. Yeah, that's the Colin size. Colin likes his bourbon in a big glass.
No, I thought Colin was like one of those fashion alcohol kind of guys. You know, like craft beer or something.
I don't
Uh,
know.
Depends. So with
Hey,
most things in life, depends.
hey,
Could also
from my understanding is if someone's buying, you don't argue. But if you're buying, you get whatever you want,
it's
right?
true. The best
Yeah.
beer is
If
free
they
beer.
don't like it, then they don't have to drink it. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah. So fathers, you're amazing. Don't forget that. Bald advisor, says you're amazing. Cody says you're amazing. Colin's off in his own little space, but in
He's
his
fun.
back of his mind somewhere, he may think that you're
I'm listening.
amazing. He may think that you're gay too. I don't know. We have no idea what he's thinking. But fathers, we're rooting for you, and buy a T-shirt. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Buy something. Come on. Just a
My
little
God.
something. Just something for the effort. Come on.
yeah. So, um,
Oh my
what else
God.
is going on besides Iran and the Iranian soccer football players? I have to be going back. They got kicked out and back to Mexico. Did you read
Yeah, they
about
weren't
that?
allowed to stay in Tucson, so they have to commute up here from Mexico somewhere.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hilarious. And then last night I was watching New Zealand play Iran, and it was a 1-1. So it was a tie. So they
Was
both
it
got two.
2-2 tie? Wasn't it?
Oh, 2-2. Yeah.
Yeah, 2-2 tie. They're playing their hearts out. They're really doing a good job. Yeah.
Oh,
And
my
then,
team won the other day too.
yeah, which one's that? We don't know now. He got up and left. He was so excited. He was so I don't know. Oh, it's gonna be nasty. He's pulling from his dirty camper. Oh, this is gonna stink. Hey, it's really good that we do podcasts because you can't smell things. Yeah.
Team Scotland. There you go. Got my jersey.
Which team is that?
Team Scotland.
Scotland?
Scotland.
There we go. Hey, all the Scotlands, he's rooting for you. If you lose, it's all his fault.
I got the
Yeah.
England shirt too, so if they lose, I can go back
Yeah.
to the motherland.
Okay. Is that a spaceship? Motherland taking the spaceship back?
I don't know, man. I was watching America play. I mean, they won and everything, but it just doesn't feel right.
Why is that?
Because
Yeah.
to watch a American soccer team play a football game doesn't just doesn't feel right.
Well, here it is. Rest of the world calls it football, and we call football something that we carry
We throw,
and
yeah.
throw and carry, and then we kick through the uprights.
I don't know. I've been watching football for some time now. I watch Wexham quite a bit. I actually like European football. It's pretty good.
Yeah. And then the Hurricanes won the series, so they
Yeah, that
got
was
the
pretty
Stanley
good.
Cup. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was rooting for the Knights.
I was
Yeah.
too. It was my wife was just like jazzed.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like that. Yeah, she was too happy. And then I
Yeah,
switched over to the UFC that was on the lawn, White House. Did you guys see that?
I
Yeah.
didn't catch that.
Yeah, that was good.
That was the I don't like UFC, but that was that was amazing. That was
Yeah, it
really,
was.
really, really cool.
I saw what the fallout from that. It was hilarious. He goes, and Michelle Obama's a man.
I love America. It's stuff
I'm
like
like,
that.
dude,
I mean, the amount of people that were like, oh God, like after that, like that were so like the people running the event were like, no.
Dana White's like,
He's like, God, it's fighters,
Oh,
fucking idiots.
they
But
can say whatever they want. They're getting beat up for it. And
I agree. No, I love it. Do it. Do more of that. Like there needs to be more trolling of these people. I love it.
yeah. And then
yeah,
what I really liked in the beginning of each match, they would walk out with each of the fighters would walk out with one of our Medal of Honor winners, uh, or Medal of Honor recipient, and then also
yeah, you don't
a
really win
sheriff
that
or
medal.
somebody that was being shown as they excelled in something, they did something, and so yeah, those guys, they even turned around and high fived and that kind of stuff. Those guys that were walking with them, and so they showed respect. And it was also like, this is pretty cool. I didn't see all this stuff coming. So it was some great matches. and some of them they went pretty fast. Yeah, KO in the first round. Yeah, and let's see here. What else happened outside of that? Oh, someone tried to was it attack the UFC? Did you hear about that?
No, I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah, 3
Yeah,
guys and go ahead.
yeah. I sent that to you guys earlier today, right?
Oh,
Um, Maybe you did, I don't know, but yeah, maybe, yeah.
5 were arrested plotting an attack to the UFC event, and I'm thinking, so you're gonna attack an event where all these guys and women, men and women that are hopped up, they're excited, their adrenaline's high. Um, you're gonna lose. The 5 of you are gonna lose no matter what. Plus, you get all the special forces and whoever else on the grounds there. I'm like, yeah, yeah, they would take you into the octagon and say, hey, or the ring. Is it a ring or octagon?
Octagon.
Yeah, and they will make spectacles out of you, and it's not going to be pretty.
Have you seen
Yeah,
have you seen that meme they put? I have this great meme I'm going to watch real quick. It's the differences between the two White Houses.
the two
Have you
White
seen,
Houses.
yeah, Biden versus Trump?
Oh no! Oh no! All right, let's see how this goes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like night and day, man.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
was reading too that the other than having like a mainstream thing like that at the White House, my understanding is the first time that the Blue Angels and the Falcons, or what is it, the
Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds,
Thunderbirds.
flew together in an opening event.
I
Really?
I don't think so. Maybe at an
Eh,
opening event, but they've flown together at air shows and stuff. They've done, like, but it's rare. It almost never happens, so but yeah. No, that and he had the fireworks all lined up, and the underdog American guy won at the end. I mean, you can't script the whole thing. I mean, the whole thing is unscriptable. It's unbelievable. It was incredibly executed.
Oh
I
well, I'm
can't
4 to
thinking
shake
about.
6
that off.
times. They have done that 4 to 6 times historically.
Okay.
That's what I heard, something like that,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Those are some insane, crazy pilots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those guys that were arrested or some people, there may be something coming out about them that I don't wanna go on a I don't trust this broad as far as I could throw her, which isn't far, but she's a spook, and she's insinuating how do you say it?
S-
Insinuating, yeah, that's right.
Insinuating.
Insinuating, thank you.
Not
Mm,
you, but she is. Yeah.
yeah. That some of those guys that were arrested were connected to Alex Jones' security detail during January 6th.
Why would Alex Jones be involved in this?
So this opens up a whole
Oh,
thing
this
that
is
I
what
have not gone into before.
yeah.
Oh,
Um,
hold on, one more thing before we go down that path.
we
Okay.
don't have to. We can talk about
No,
markets and
no, I want
economics.
to.
There's some exciting things happening, but it's up to you.
I have to say that I was just reading the schedule for the upcoming football matches. The,
Why is that?
because guess who's playing on the 4th of July? Have you seen that?
Jesus' team.
U.S. versus Britain.
No way.
I'm like, if the U.S. don't win on the 4th of July, that's going to be bad. It's going to be real bad. So just,
We've had some pretty good, juju on our side lately.
Yeah.
Did you see
Hey,
that storm that was developing around DC? And it
hold
was
on, hold
like,
on.
yeah,
The Dutch and the Americans. That'd have been a better one.
Yeah, that'd be well.
The Dutch.
I don't have anything against them personally, but
I like them.
they're better than Germans. They're weirder though, which is saying
Yeah.
something because Germans are pretty weird.
Well, they're
Europeans are
straightforward.
odd. Well, yeah, they're
Dude,
straightforward, but in their
I,
weirdness.
Yeah.
I sure hope your wife doesn't watch this saying stuff like that.
Whose wife?
Europeans are hot. You Colin, what the hell?
I
So?
mean, yeah, kind of, but they're. I mean, yeah, no. I mean, everyone in like. I mean, when I was living over there, everyone's like a. It's embarrassing. Like I mean, like everyone is above an 8. It's like everyone is just good looking. It's crazy.
I have
Hey,
to recount that.
hey, Cody.
They haven't
Cody.
officially released the schedule for 4th of July.
I
Around 16th, but my bad.
we can barely hear you, Cody.
I said they haven't officially released the schedule for July 4th.
Okay. But
So,
you should move to Europe, Cody.
no, I'm good.
Yeah, spend a couple years there, eat their food, exercise. You know, you'll make a 6.
Now, when you start out like a 2,
I
getting
was
to
a-
6 is a high level.
I was like a 5 or a 6 back then, and I was like 20.
You know, you
Two?
always pad your own
21.
score. Okay,
Yeah,
so
21.
I mean, you were like probably a 3, really. I mean, if I was gay, I would say you were 3.
Oh, there you go.
Well,
You got a number.
thanks.
So,
So back to this Alex Jones.
So how many of these? So there's everyone's like, okay, there's grifters, and then there's feds, and then there's psyops. There's like, how many of these personalities that we watch are not compromised or not controlled in some way, shape, or form? I mean, I assume they all are, but not necessarily overtly. There's subtle ways to control narratives. One of the ways is access. If you say certain things, like remember that video that got leaked from that lady that was when the whole Epstein thing was breaking, and she it was on MSNBC or something, and she was like, I had the whole story, and the footage got leaked of her saying this. Like it was the most amazing thing. Like Prince Andrew, all these people were involved. I had that story, and they told me to kill it because the royal wedding was coming up, and we didn't want to lose access to the royal family and piss them off. She's like, it's unbelievable. I almost had, and anyway, and then she got blown up in the comments section saying, then why the hell didn't you say anything, you idiot? Like, you disgusting person. Like, what's wrong with you?
Oh, she wants a paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let the kids get raped. That's fine. I need my money.
hey,
Yeah.
there you go.
Bad way to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Alex is tough. I watch all these people. I don't watch them, but over the years I've tracked them. I still kind of keep an eyeball on everybody to kind of track narratives and how they form, where they originate, who propagates certain elements of certain narratives. Like when you hear everyone starting to say the same kind of thing all at the same time, kind of like the whole Mockingbird effect. But well, we have that in alt media as well. There's times where you just see guys like Benny Johnson, um, Jack Posobiec, who is admittedly naval intelligence. Like he's still intelligence. Like it's once you get jumped into one of these things, especially at higher levels, and you're not just some like analyst in the back or some, grundoon running around grabbing coffee. You're never totally out. It's like being in a gang. It's like, too much, you're a constant security liability, and you're always going to have eyeballs on you. Anyone that gets, it's kind of like anyone that has access to top security or high security clearances, like their bank accounts are monitored, like all this stuff. I mean, you're just basically, it's like you kind of have to sign away your privacy to get access, is my understanding, especially at the higher levels. Like you just can't do anything without being watched. So guys like Alex are notorious for having people like Steve Pachenik on, who was a doctor in the CIA. He helped overthrow the Soviet Union. He kind of helped run color revolutions. He was working with the Soviets and may have done a few assassinations. Doctors are the best for assassinations, in case we haven't figured that one out.
Yeah, just ask the abortion clinics.
That or COVID, or you get access, patient's comfortable, secure position. You just slip a little something in an IV, no one notices, non-traceable. They have a heart attack in a few days or whatever. So there's all kinds of, and then there's all kinds of methods. So it's classically the best way to get access to high value targets is you get their doctor. So it's kind of like how the kings of old needed a food taster. Well, you need somebody to go do the medical. I don't know. It doesn't really work with medicine. You can't really have some idiot try the surgery for you to see if it goes well. Doesn't really work.
Well, you
that way.
do, but you can only have your kidney taken out so many times,
Yeah, I guess you could, but it'd have to be a really good body double. The doctor doesn't know what's up, because if he figures it out, he's probably gonna just do the surgery and just be like, "Oh, hey, whoa, that wasn't you. Oh, wow, okay." And it's like, "You are a loyal doctor. You are a good doctor." And it's like, "Oh, yes, I'm a very good doctor." Like, it's kind of tough. So, with Alex, it is just over the years after watching him, because he was one of the first people to, he really platformed all the dissident COVID type people and got that out there really effectively. And he did, like, he does a lot of good things. So, but there are some, he keeps company with very strange people that clearly are compromised. Like, he kept platforming this guy named Ali Alexander, who, there was an article written about this, was notorious for being like basically passed around in high level Republican circles as a gay prostitute. And now he's like a geopolitical analyst. Well, he's been exercised from the system. He's been totally like
exercised or
exorcised. Like, no one wants to talk to him. He's been found out too many times. Yeah, he's threatened too many people. He's like, "I got blackmailing all you guys. Like, I'm the hammer. They call me in when things go bad." And it's like, he's on camera saying all this stuff. And he was there on point, helping run Jan 6. So the whole thing is, people just think it's Antifa and the Feds. Well, what makes you think there weren't, people on our side helping run that whole operation? It's hard to say. I don't know. I don't want to believe it with Alex. I don't want to believe that he's capable of being that insidious. But when you're bent over a barrel and they may have something on, you might open the door for certain things, even though you may not know exactly what's going to happen, and just kind of be there. And you're like, here, platform this guy, have this guy on. It's hard to say. It's really, I go back and forth on it all the time, but it's just so sketchy what he does and how he's survived all this stuff too. It's kind of impressive. But I don't know. That's gossip as far as I'm concerned at this point, but it does open up the door to influence operations. The military calls them IIA operations, internet influence operations. There's a guy, I really would like to get him on. I bet he would. That would talk all about it. He supposedly, like, he helped develop these systems in Afghanistan. Basically, they set up a fake social media company, kind of started, cell phones were starting to come out, this is like cafe servers or web cafes were kind of the thing. If you ever traveled to a third world country, that's pretty much, before smartphones became so cheap, that's pretty much where everyone went, was internet cafes. Well, they did that in Europe too, but America is the only country I actually know of that never really did that too much. But
yeah, they
anyway,
just gave out Wi-Fi. So
yeah, well, this is before Wi-Fi. Was commercialized anyway, I should say. It was, military had that stuff.
So you're saying that Alex Jones Security got arrested trying to break into the White House?
I'm
or
not
what's
saying that. I'm saying this spook that I keep eyes on because there's factional infighting going on. Like there's certain factions trying to kneecap other factions, and she's a part of a faction. I don't know who.
Oh,
According to her, she worked for John Brennan. She's running this weird psyop on people. It's like QAnon adjacent, but it's very sophisticated. It's really the amount of content that she has generated is unbelievably vast. Like in terms of documents.
what's her name?
She goes by Tori.
How do you spell that?
Tore, like Tor websites. It's not a real name. It's Mariana, I don't know, some Greek name.
Tori what?
On Twitter, go to Chaos Coordinator. That's her Twitter handle.
Oh, how do you spell that?
CHAOSCOOR D INA.
Oh, that's like
She should pop up fairly quick. It's like, I don't exist, Tori. So I don't know, but she's an example of a potential IIA operation as well. Like I'm not saying she's like you can't trust any of these people. Like the only people that you know are not a part of this are pretty much the people like us that don't carry any official affiliation, but are kind of aware enough to talk about it, but also don't have massive podcasts. Like I'm not sure, Sean. I mean, I love that Sean Ryan's talking about psyops. Like that's good. To at least get that nomenclature into people's minds, just to think about what is psychological warfare and how does it work. I doubt he would talk about IIAs because this is like they set up a whole like basically Afghani Facebook, and they started networking and mapping out all the people and all the users and getting like personal information, just scooped all that up into their systems, profiled them, and started feeding them into certain chat rooms or pushing certain chat rooms or certain, leads here or there, or, hey, we could pick this guy up. He knows he's 2 degrees of separation from this guy that we need. It's a vast amount of personal information and mapping that you can get on society from social media. And I mean, that's what Facebook really is. It's a weapon system. All these things are. They're not there for our convenience to stay in touch with loved ones. They're mapping us out. I know that because that's what exactly we did in Afghanistan. That's all declassified, so we can. They do that pretty much anywhere now. Now it's decentralized enough they can do it effectively globally. I mean, X is a good example of that. That's global, and that's military industrial complex all the way. That is not Elon Musk running this. This is military. Well, when I say military, it's a contractor of the military. Military doesn't mean guys with guns. People got to get that idea out of their heads. Like it's centralized. It's got a direct link and connection to central governance. But then that's also another problem is what is that central governance? Because there is no central governance. You got factions. There's a civil war happening inside the government as far as we can tell right now. And how real it is, I don't really know. It seems to be fairly real. A lot of people are getting arrested. People are dying. But when the Soviet Union fell, this is basically what happened. They started cultivating the KGB and started cultivating different dissident groups and kind of propagating them and getting them to kind of all either clash or work together or just make their presence known or be politically active during this transfer to a new government to make it be like, okay, the people have a voice or everyone's politically active. In so doing, they created enough chaos within the system. I mean, it looks very similar to what we deal with today. You got your Antifas, you got your white supremacists, you got your nationalists, you got your communists, you got your social, and everything in between. And you just mix it all up and get everyone all pissed off and freaking out. And then you introduce the solution to all their problems, which is here's a strong man to come in and solve all the chaos. Enter in Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, he was. They were. Vladimir Putin today's ships were shooting at some British ships. You ever read about that?
Not that he was shooting at British ships. I
I
did
didn't get
hear
that.
they hit one of the sacred sites in Ukraine, which they've been avoiding up until now, and that just got hit. I think either yesterday or today. Which that's a huge. That's a signal that hey, we're about to like move on up to like no holds barred because they've been avoiding like there's a lot of because you got like the Russians view you is Ukraine is the womb of Russia. That's where Russia comes from. Like Kiev to them is Russia. It's like hardcore. It's like saying Boston isn't America. It's very similar to that.
Yeah. So what was it? Russian confirms warship fires warning shots at UK yacht in English Channel today.
In the channel.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah,
Russian Navy
That's
not
ship accused of
that's
firing
that's
warning
kind of
shots at a
hilarious.
UK yacht. Yeah.
Okay.
so. The admiral has been ordered by Moscow to escort shadow fleet vessels through the channel. The frigate is understood to have been operating in the area for some time and have been repeatedly resupplied by a repair vessel.
Hmm.
Yeah, so a lot going on there. And this would be the first time that Russian forces have fired on a British warship since Allied intervention in Russia in 1919. That's been a while ago.
So what do you make on what I just said? Does that make sense of kind of
Yeah,
how we overthrow governments, especially in the modern age, or how
yeah.
governments are overthrown?
Yeah, now
Like
we should be terrified of our PCP, right? Personal care provider.
Yeah. Thanks, Colin. Like I didn't have other things to worry about already.
Well, we're so down far from the anything that's of value that we don't have to worry.
until you're not. So
Well,
Yeah.
puts a whole
Well,
new meaning to ear, nose, and throat, doesn't it?
yeah. And then Colin, I'll
Mhm.
happily officiate your funeral. Yeah, I'll say some
Oh,
bad
it's
stuff
not
about
me. I'm
you.
out. I'm retired. It's you, buddy. It's you, buddy boy. You better keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in the hot seat now. No, I never was. I was just around people that were. I literally I was working for somebody like volunteering, but had our brake lines cut like straight up at a private airport where we were picking someone up. And it was like out in the middle. It's out in the middle of nowhere. It was like not nowhere, but it's like a little airport no one knows about. Somebody knew they were there and cut our brake lines.
Russian
And then right
attacks.
after that, we had 3 guys follow us to a restaurant. We kinda sat down, she kinda told me what happened, and then I'm like, there's a woman, kind of an older guy and a younger guy, kinda dressed in kind of Nike jogging stuff, clean shoes, clean, like, kinda spiky, douchey hair a little bit, and they just screamed East Coast, and I'm like, "These guys have been following like, are these like" I'm like, "Are you FBI?" They're just like I'm like, "Oh, hell no." We just got up and left, and I got pictures of their license plates and tried to run them. We sent them, and this is anyway, it was just nuts, but I just got a little peek into that world. I'm like,
So you're
That
talking
was
about
enough.
Russians attacked the Kiev with missiles and drones. It is historic Orthodox Catholic Church.
Yeah, you need to talk more into the microphone. It's not picking you up.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's like one of the most famous, if not the most in Ukraine. Um,
Yeah,
so very, very big deal.
man, they're
Uh, yeah, apparently, yeah, they were, well, no, it must have happened a few days ago because,
what happened
what's his
yesterday?
name? Zelensky was talking to Trump about it and at the G7, and it sounds like there's some pressure he might do something to the Russians, maybe some kayfabe. I don't know exactly, but escalate in some way. That might be happening, at least overtly. I don't know. Like with me, and we've said this a lot. I feel like as these events continue to unfold, it just looks like this has all been like there's a logical conclusion to this, and enough actors have found each other that they're just running plays to get to the eventual final conclusion, which is arc. There's no
What's
other
arc?
feasible way for the
What's
world
that?
economy to keep. We cannot go down this European model. It's not even that we can't, like, out of fear. Even if they tried it for a year, the whole thing would, I mean, we have been trying it. That's what this whole green agenda and all, that's what Bush and Obama, and I mean, all the latest presidents since, I mean, Reagan kind of, but not really. It was really post Reagan. But after that, it was like they were trying to manufacture us into basically an EU guard dog, basically. But
Well, we've been the EU guard
like
dog since
they were gentrifying
1945.
America.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to believe anything as far as the the deal's done 100%, but I do think there has been a deal done a long time ago that like it's like Joaquin Flores said this, and I kind of had this at the back of my mind, but I never really said it out loud. But I've told you guys this, that helicopter that was shot down in 2020, when was it?
Oh
Was it
yeah.
2014? When the president of Iraq or Iran was in his cabinet was shot down, and well, they
Yeah.
weren't shot down, they crashed into a mountain, apparently. So yeah, might have just been electronic failure, but they were all killed. And that to me was the beginning of the regime change. Now, how many people have been killed? How many have been blown up? I don't know. There's no way to really know. It's a total internet blackout over there. And even if we had the internet, you can't trust anything you're seeing. So it's wars and rumors of wars galore out here in this crazy world.
It also depends on who's making the count, which side, which faction.
Yeah, you can't know. And then, I mean, at this point, it's all automated. You got they just came out with the survey, like a third party analysis group came out that over 53% of internet interactions with real users are all bots. Like, in terms of like personal interactions or user profiles, 53% at this point are bots, and it's just growing. And I think they got to keep it down at some point because it's just going to be too obvious and ridiculous. It's already too obvious on Twitter. It's unbelievable. Like, Twitter is just it always has been, but they eased up on the social engineering stuff a little bit. And now they're right back at it again, like hardcore. So
Yeah.
it's been like that for about a year and a half, but
Well, Twitter's part of was it
DARPA.
SpaceX?
Yeah.
And they're part of the reason that SpaceX is $1 trillion corporation. So
Well, remember what E.M. Burlingame talks about is that they're moving from the financialist system of religion, which it's a religion, to computationalism, where the black box of the computer will tell us the reality that we see in the outer world. That will go to the computer to figure out, like, because have you noticed that traders or, I remember the 90s and 2000s, you had your financial experts and everyone was talking markets and fundamentals and big cap, small cap, valuations and all these technicals, and everyone's showing charts and going this, like, I think we could, make a arbitrage on this trade. You barely hear that anymore because no one really knows what's going on. There's people that talk about it that try to but it's quickly it's like, listen to, like, I thought we were supposed to watch CNBC for our economics course in college.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just absolute nonsense the whole time, but they wanted us to do it to learn terminology and all this other stuff. Fine. It's kind of valuable for that, I guess. But the more you learn the terminology of economics or finance, you realize the terminology, and my professor told me, is like they hide behind terminology. The reality of what they're doing is actually very simple. You know, all these credit default swaps and repos and all these, you know, technical jargon. I mean, if you really just break down what each of those things are, you could be like, oh, that's okay, that makes sense. That's not hard to understand. But they hide behind their terminology. It's like a secret language. It's kind of like how the science professions, you hear scientists talk about this. There's the reason we haven't had a lot of scientific expansion into the universe, like into in the sense of the cosmos or in the sense of physics, is all the disciplines, the different cross disciplines, they're all trained to speak in their own technical language, which takes a while, and you can't really communicate. Like, you can't be a physicist and then read a bio paper and understand what you're reading. It's all technical, legalized jargon to specifically denote exactly what elements we're talking about, which you have to use that, but at the same time, it's created a Tower of Babel situation where no one can understand what anyone else is saying. So when
unless
it's
you
useful,
like go through about 5 or 6 different languages.
or cross trainings.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's like in a company, you know, for your more effective employees, you're like, hey, go work over here. I want you to learn this job. Like, you grooming people for upper management.
Yeah.
Well, they're not doing that. They want everyone compartmentalized, and I believe, and they're all compartmentalized in their own system too, which is why this is so, the political class is running their own plays, and you're like, what's driving these guys? It's like, don't they understand like what they're doing? Like Martin Armstrong talks about this all the time. He's at Armstrong Economics. But I would die if he came on. That would be a dream come true. But I've been trying. He's not. He's a very. I mean, he was. I mean, he was friends with Margaret Thatcher and like knew Reagan and like hung out. Like he was like old school trader. Back in the day, he's the guy. He's one of the
Trader is
guys.
in financial.
Financial trader, yeah, commodity. Well, just basically just made trades.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
all
Not
he
like,
looked,
gave up his country.
yeah, not a traitor, a trader.
Yeah.
And
Start watching.
he's like, he says he has a story where he's like, well, they came to me and they said, well, we want to, the after he met Thatcher, they were like, well, we want to devalue the pound. He's like, or no, sorry, we want to devalue the dollar. And this was during Reagan or after Reagan, I can't remember. And he said, well, if you do that, the Japanese are going to dump their bond portfolio. And they're like, what? Why? And he's like, because they'll lose money. Like, duh. Like,
That makes sense.
like you just draw, and it's like, but they don't. He's like, they don't think about these things at all. There's another one where he says all the time where, let me try to remember. There was a guy. They were, oh my goodness. I'll scrap that one. I'll come back to it later. Anyway, point is, his contention is these people are financially and economically illiterate, and they don't understand the ramifications of the policies that they pursue. I think that's likely for most of them. I'm not so sure that's likely for the people that manage them. And he doesn't really talk about that part, where you have your donor class or the people that have leverage over these decision makers and influence them to make certain decisions. So, like, if Trump was a free man, do you think he would be a huge fan of it? Like, you know, do you think he would just want to even deal with the Israel problem? It's a hornet's nest. It's like a massive, but he's in a situation where he's being pressured to help him, but then also at the same time, it's a powder keg. Israel, in many other people's opinions, was designed as a primer ignition for the Third World War, on purpose, set up post World War, like starting to be set up World War I and World War II, to basically just blow up combination of religions, ideologies, and just bring together collapse what was left of the Persian Empire, which is all these disparate countries and companies, and tribes and groups. I mean, you're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of groups that are all decentralized all over the Middle East, in a way to bring them all together into this one big conflagration. Like, you put some meat on a stick and shake it at them, and then, like, literally the rest of those guys are like bears, and Israel's like this big juicy steak that keeps slapping them in the face. Like, I bet you won't eat me. I bet you won't eat me. I bet you won't eat me. And they have hundreds of nuclear weapons, which they officially deny they have, but it's been like, well, like they so many whistleblowers have come out over that over the years, and I've definitely read some documents. Anyway, they basically have hundreds of nuclear weapons. It's been reported on. And they have a thing called the Samson option, which, the story of Samson, that when he was captured, he brought the whole house down in one last act of desperation or resilience, or whatever you want to call it, whatever that was about, when he killed all the Philistines. So basically, if Israel's overrun, the Samson option is we hit a button and we blow up the entire Middle East, basically.
Well, I've heard that scenario on, I can't remember what channel. I don't think it was Sean Ryan's. I think it was someone else's. That this guy is like, yeah, if you really want to get rid of them, just set a bunch of us special ops people in there, and it'll take about 30 days, and we'll clean them all out. The other option is they exist no more.
Wait, who? Israelis?
Uh, Iran, Israeli,
Anybody? Yeah.
anybody.
This is more complicated than shooting people. I wish it was that easy. This would be over a lot sooner.
Yeah.
But
But,
no, we definitely have the best special, like, pound for pound, we're the best. Not even close. Like, it's the, well, no, I misused that. In terms of our ability and our tech and, we're the best, but there are a few other contenders for the best special forces units in the world.
the Australian SAS is really good.
Yeah,
Top notch.
SAS is up there. I still think, if I had to put money on it, I still would say Delta is probably the best, and its subsidiaries. And then there's some other unknown units that no one talks about.
Yeah.
Um,
But you have to be like a high thinker, just be able to understand all these languages. And it seems like Scott Bessent seems like he understands all this language.
he is a yeah.
Is he like a savant or something?
Well, to be in finance, people think you got to learn like all these technicals, and you got to memorize all these, all this stuff, and all these like it's a giant math equation to figure out. And finance is intelligence. It's what it is. You cannot, like, that took me a long time to figure out, because I'm like, I keep making these trades and they should work based on underlying fundamentals, and they just never do. What's going on? And then it's like, oh, this is all politics. Like, financial markets are, it's all backroom deals that are being done. It's all about who when's the thing going to happen, who's the first to know, and who's the first to make the trade. But usually by the time a big event happens, everyone's trades have been made a long time ago, and you can't really track it. That's why, famously Nancy Pelosi's account, like, there's accounts on Twitter that follow her trades, and they're excellent. Like, if you follow her trades, you'll make 60% at least, if not more.
Yeah.
So it's about intelligence, and intelligence is the hub of all information, and being able to go through it and not get oversaturated and focus on the main core elements that you need to focus on, because everyone's only human. You can't know everything. But Scott is, I think I've told you this, but he worked for Soros once upon a time. And he was the guy that came up. Martin Armstrong said this. I've never heard anybody. He was like, I was there. I was on the opposite side of the trade of these guys. And Scott Bessent's the one who came up with that whole idea to short the British pound, and just nuked it back in the 80s. And It was a genius trade, cold-blooded, but genius. And that's what Scott is, a financial assassin of the highest order. Like, really, really good. And that is something else I wanted to show you. So, you know the U.S. debt clock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been watching it recently?
No.
All right. Is that on your full screen? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You see my cursor? So,
Nope. Okay, over there on the right.
right. Yeah. So the fraud clock. So a lot of this stuff is totally new. They've been adding to this for years now. Like, completely revamped this. It used to be very technical. Like, here's like this stuff, like kind of just the actual numbers, but they've been adding all these other things. Like, here's a fraud clock. Like, they added that. It's the amount of fraud that they estimate, and that's the amount that's going down. So what is that? $710 billion in fraud. So that's $6,289 per taxpayer. So that's kind of what Trump's saying when he's like, if we got rid of the fraud, we basically would be free of income tax from that alone.
Oh yeah. They if you look at I've looked at it for a long time. And anyone who says that
And this is just per year, by the way.
Per year?
Per year. And it's probably they have this AI thing here, and I guess they run it through an AI through their system, and that's federal, state, and local fraud, and that is, let me count this, $1.3 trillion.
And it's 12,000 that they've saved. Or
No,
12,000
that's how much we pay into that fraud. Assuming we pay that much in taxes, that's what it, on an average, what it would come out to. So let's just keep running on down this. Okay. New 50 state credit union banks, 0 to 3% interest on loans. Oh, what's this? U.S.
Where?
federal interest loan, interest savings per year, savings per adult. Okay. U.S. total interest savings per year, savings per adult. Okay. Oh, what is, I kind of was trying to hide it. Now it's not popping up. Come on. Oh, here it is. Money creation, future USA Treasury dollars. I'm going to read this. Wealth-based, debt-free, non-interest-bearing money issued by the U.S. Treasury. In 1862, President Lincoln issued $450 million directly from the U.S. Treasury. These debt-free, interest-free notes were called greenbacks. On June 4th, 1963, President Kennedy signed Executive Order 11110, issuing $4.3 billion directly from the U.S. Treasury, bypassing the Federal Reserve Bank. These debt-free, interest-free notes were known as silver certificates. And then they were quickly brought back up and swooped back up from circulation. So a lot of people don't know about that. So keep that in the back of your mind. So this is U2, currency and credit derivatives. Okay. The U.S. Treasury, 100% asset-backed dollars, sovereign wealth reserve. Total precious metals, we're in the 1.7 trillion. Mineral reserves, that's
12 trillion.
12 trillion. Real estate,
86
trillion. Land, 30. Stock market, 64. Wealth asset reserves, $214 trillion. That's $624,000 and $624,840 per citizen is the amount of wealth currently in the United States. That's, if that was all divvied up and liquefied into cash, that's how much we'd all get.
Wow.
Every American citizen. All, what is it? 280 million of us? Total cartel asset forfeiture liability.
Yeah.
Hint,
23
hint,
trillion.
hint.
23 trillion.
$3.5 trillion.
That's crazy.
That's why I've been saying they're going like to restructure the United States. That's what's going on right now. They're flat out telling you this is run by them. This comes straight out of Treasury. They put this out here. And people have been watching this for years. I'll stop sharing, but it's worth watching because they've been signaling through that thing for years, even during the Biden years. It was like certain things were still kind of on there, and it's like, wait, what? And that's, I mean, I bought a ton of Ripple back in,
What's Ripple?
it's a token. It's a technology really of cross-border payment systems. They can clear payments internationally within basically 2 to 3 seconds.
Wow.
Like think about how long a wire transfer takes you, especially if you're going out of country. Now it's a lot faster, but it still can take hours, if not days. Back when I was younger, it was days before you could get money. But now it's like peer to peer. You can get it done really fast. So it offers liquidity. And then what's it going to be backed by? By gold-backed short-term treasuries. Not gold-backed money, not gold-backed dollar. That's not what's happening. They're backing U.S. 10-year bonds. I believe that is going to be the announcement on July 4th. That's going to be one of the big things. That basically will mean that we have complete control over American financial system, that it's back in the hands of its population and not the internationalist cartel. So you look at our underlying assets of the sovereign wealth, we're talking about $215 trillion worth of assets in reserve that can be leveraged and used as collateral with other banks. If you collateralize that, that can also be the backing and the guarantee for our bonds that we can pay on time. So that's the thing with a bond, it's like, what's our yield? What's the stability? And how do we predict our return? Right now, the Fed, the U.S. Treasury dividend dollar, a 10-year gain, the dollar gain, if it was the Treasury that we're talking about, if the U.S. dollar was backed by the U.S. Treasury today, it'd be not down, it'd be up 35%. They're flipping the system. Basically, they're judo flipping this whole thing, which we've seen. That's like their move is that they take what has been so screwed up, just flip it on its head and use its own energy against it. Like that's what this whole Iran and Israel thing, like the neocons they're the ones that have been set up to set that match to light Israel on fire, to blow the world up, to basically destroy Russia, destroy China, destroy everything. And then the survivors will come back and reaggregate everything and rebuild society in the Great Reset. Well, this is the American Great Reset. Now, could there be some double cross that I'm not seeing? Sure. Any questions so far? Or does that all make sense?
The secret window, did you click on that? The American banking transformed 3% maximum interest on all loans, home, business, credit cards, and car loans.
Yep. That's they're going to cap. They're going to cap it.
That's crazy.
Yep.
3%.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how big of a home you can get, or you can get your business. Shoot.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, that changes a lot of things, man.
That changes the math for a lot of families. Go ahead.
Would that be like unilateral, like with back? So if you have like a really high interest rate, they would change it to 3% on everything.
I think what's going to happen is this is going to be a requirement for the local, the commercial banking is still going to be there, but it's not going to be, as much drive. Like we're talking about like the local credit unions, local banks. We're not talking about the big boys necessarily, although it'll apply to them, but that's not really where, I mean, they make their money in international trades. But I am seeing that I think JP Morgan is the one backing all this. I think oh God, what's his name? Who's the chairman? What's wrong with me? I keep wanting to say Jerome Powell, not the chairman of the Fed. Diamond. Is it Diamond? Not Jeremy. Oh man, I'm so stupid. I can't think today.
What is he the chairman of?
Chase Manhattan, JP Morgan.
Jamie Dimon.
Dimon.
Dimon. Dimon. Is it Diamond or Dimon?
Diamond.
Diamond.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that they were on board with this, and because JP Diamond was kind of managing, according, and Tom Luongo said this too, but he was kind of managing the whole Biden debacle and kind of just making sure it didn't get too far off the rails, but that we were still keeping these pipelines open for this new future. And this is the golden age that Trump keeps talking about. Everyone thinks it's bluster. It's like, I just go to that debt clock and I'm like, I think they're serious about this. Because first off, it doesn't mean rich people can't be rich still. It's quite the opposite. I mean, the amount of money that's pouring into the United. He just said we're up to $19 trillion.
$19 trillion. Yeah. We're up to
a foreign investment in the last year and a half. And it's real. They're building a plant not far from me. A whole Samsung, massive Samsung plant. It's one of the biggest ones in the world.
Well, they're building a huge shipment with Taiwan.
Taiwan chips is moving here, and
they started building one over in Phoenix.
Yep, they're going to stick to the hot, arid, dry areas for stable environments. They need chip manufacturing is so crazy. If you ever get into how they do it, it's so artisanally complicated. It's what's in your water because it's done with like basically lasers, but like very, very like small laser 3D printing. It's so crazy how it works. And it's gotten to the point where AI is running the whole system now. So people don't even know exactly how these things are made anymore. They're just constantly re-optimizing them automatically. Human engineering has very little to do with chip design anymore at this point.
I didn't think it would be that long. How we
and
did away with
Elon Musk, the whole SpaceX, people are like, well, how is he making his money? Those satellites are not just communication satellites, they're data centers.
Oh.
And space is very cold, which you need. So you don't need coolant. You got unlimited power with the sun right there. You got scalability and relative security. It's hard to shoot those things down. No one's going to come get to them. And you don't have to deal with local population and water supply for coolant. It's all there. So that's the web of Ahriman that I was talking about. That's the eighth sphere that Rudolf Steiner predicted would happen in our time.
We need to move them to New Mexico.
They're going to move a lot of manufacturing to New Mexico. There's going to be a lot going on there. There's going to be a lot going on everywhere. Texas is going to be, I've been saying for almost 8 years that Texas is going to be the first step of recapitalization or not capitalization, sorry. The onshoring of production back into the United States will first start in Texas.
The headquarters is going to be for JP Morgan in Texas. They're shifting. Everyone's shifting out of New York City.
Exxon just moved out of California.
Nike
Everybody.
just left
Everybody's
Oregon.
coming here.
Yeah.
It's the new financial capital of the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah.
Dallas is going to be crazy. But the thing is now, you don't need to have these giant high rises with like massive office centers anymore. so much of that kind of work is going to be in the automated sector. So now we're going to be back to managerial and production jobs, human labor, construction.
Good.
It's going to go full circle.
Yep. And we'll see if we can survive with this new machine mind that's going to be in control of pretty much everything. But it depends how much control. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be an amazing time, but it's going to take still this really won't be kicking off until like I'm in my early mid 40s. Probably another 8 to 10 years is when this, if nothing bad happens or nothing crazy happens.
Yeah.
That's a long ways away, but I get the feeling that because this is the other question. What if this is the backup plan for City of London? Like, what if this is plan B? If they're like, this whole global domination thing ain't going to work. We need to go back to the multipolar world order, which the first time I heard that phrase ever uttered came out of Klaus Schwab's mouth in Davos.
Really?
First person to ever announce that. Yeah. So I was like, well, so it's a Davos thing. Or I thought he was like, oh, he's just recognizing reality. And I'm like, oh, wait, I wonder if this was a part of the plan.
What was that again?
That we are now the unipolar world order moment has ended, and we are entering into the multipolar world stage. This was like 6 years ago. So I think it's real. I think they're trying to do this. Now, whether or not they pull it off, there's so many bad things that can happen. If we don't get our elections figured out, if we don't get cybersecurity figured out, if we don't get our borders totally locked down and start deporting, I think I told you this, but that guy, who was that guy that was fired that was helping to run ICE? You remember his name?
Which one?
Started with a B. He was.
Oh yeah. I see his face, but I can't remember his name. Then the border czar was brought on to replace him, right?
No, it was. Yeah, I think it was. It was Holman. Basically,
Holman
was just
is gone.
No, this is before him. Or was this HHS, or was this Homeland Security? I can't remember what this was. It might have been Homeland Security. Anyway, this guy is out here saying that we have 100 million illegals in this country. Not 20, not 40, not 50, 100 million. And EM says that, and he says all the SF guys, like guys in finance guys, like everyone that knows how to look for this stuff and find that pattern, that's what everyone's saying. It's at least 100 million.
That's a lot.
That's a third of the population of the United States. That's over a third of the population of the United States are not supposed to be here. Now, they may be including into that H-1B people that stay over, and there's an avenue for them to do that. That's technically legal, but they're not like they're not supposed to be here long term. Like I've got probably, I'm not kidding, 80,000 Indians that work in tech living in my city alone, or like in my area. They're just everywhere. And I don't have a problem with Indians per se, but they flooded the country. It's not just like illegal, like low skill, low income people from Mexico. What the Indians do, they have a whole industry in Pajut, I think is the area of India, because it's one area where they all come from. It's not even the whole country, really. You have to go through this one area that's controlled by this mafia that runs, it's basically like human trafficking kind of, but using the H-1B system. They fabricate you go into a room, you take a class, you get your degree from like, in mechanical engineering or whatever. You get a fake resume and your rubber stamp by this company that's in business with the top corporations that we have over here, and they just funnel people in, and it's all fraudulent. Most of these people don't know at all what they're doing. Totally incompetent, a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
like the truck drivers I've come across from India, completely incompetent.
Well, I'm talking about guys in like tech jobs doing like office jobs.
Well, I'm
Like,
just, you know,
yeah,
saying
no,
my
I hear what you're
opinion.
saying, but I'm saying like low vis jobs, like low visibility, that you can't really see exactly what they're doing. They're behind a computer screen, so it's like can't really tell how efficient you are, or if you're good at what you're doing. Only your managers can do that. But I long suspected a while ago, like when I was went downtown in Austin a lot with my friends. I would just look around at the buildings, and I'm looking at all the people here. I'm like, and I've tried out. I interviewed for so many jobs, and I'm looking at all these office buildings. I'm like, I bet you that over 60% of these office spaces are almost empty, or like no one's in there. It feels like this is kind of a scam a little bit. Like, I don't think it's like when Elon fired 80% of X. It's like, I don't need 80% gone, deleted.
And nothing changed. That was the
Nothing
best
changed.
part.
Got better
Yeah.
Yeah.
More efficient.
in every way. So that, so that's a part of that. So that's another massive problem. So I'm just saying, if we just stopped like living in as defeated, like that debt clock shows you how much weight we actually have to throw around on the world stage. Nobody is as wealthy as the United States in real terms. It's not even close. And the amount of technology access that we have. I mean, if we were careful and actually took care of our country, nothing could ever stop us, ever. Like,
Except for ourselves.
exactly. Yeah, we're our own worst enemy. Absolutely. Yeah. And yeah, no, it's no, it's amazing. So
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of good signs. If people are looking for investments, gold's going to go up, like big time. I'd say silver's good.
Has gold ever gone down is my question.
It dipped here for a while. It was a good buying opportunity. It just made up for it. So missed that window,
I mean,
but it's going to
it
keep
always
going.
goes up because of inflation.
Well, everything crashed because of the war, the war ostensibly, but it's like all the market watchers, they're like, this doesn't make any sense. Why are they just, it's like everything is dependent upon what the Federal Reserve says is in terms of interest rates. It's like market goes up. Someone says something about interest rates going down, everything goes down. It's like, we can't be governed that way by we cannot allow a central agency or central entity to set universal interest rates, overnight interest rates for the United States. Like, we can do that in our outside. Like, this is what China does. They have an internal currency, then they have an external. They have a trade currency, and then they have their internal currency for their population.
Okay.
Or for internal transactions.
And how do they manage their two so that one doesn't?
It's a totally different denomination. It's literally a different currency.
Different.
The World Bank has these. They're called GHDs, I believe, and they give these out to certain countries, and you convert them into cash, whatever. They're backed, but they're basically U.S. dollars, but they're separate. They're off the balance sheet, and they're just made up by the World Bank. Yeah, so I mean, but basically they're going to take that model, and looks like a bunch of other countries are just going to do that. I'm sure the Russians have done something like this by now. If they have, I haven't heard about it yet, but that's basically what I think is going to happen with us. We'll have we'll have dollars for circulation, but dollars are no longer going to, like, we can print those, whatever. We can still be crazy with that. But when it comes to the bonds, because that's where we get killed, because our dollars right now are attached to bond yields, U.S. treasuries. They're denoted in U.S. dollars. If we do a U.S. treasury gold-backed Treasury, that stabilizes international trade, which will bleed back into the United States to stabilize our dollar. It's genius, and it's so simple. And it can be done, and the president can do it. You don't need to go through Congress for that.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
I don't think you do. No, I'm pretty sure Scott Bessent, if a deal is made between between Treasury, probably the Fed, and Kevin Walsh is now coming online, and he's very much aware of all this. And then the president signs off on it. I think that's all you need to be able to do that. They wouldn't be proceeding with this and telegraphing this unless this was already in the bag. I mean, they're flexing now. Like, we're now on the schedule of when this is going to roll out. I'm pretty sure that's what 4th of July, 200. I mean, I can't think of a better present for the United States for his 250th birthday than to declare, finally, after 250 years, our real independence.
Well, when you keep talking about that, what do you mean there's going to be an announcement on New Year's?
Well, Trump's going to make a speech on July 4th. You know, it's the
president. It's all the time.
Yeah, I know, but it's the 250th birthday of the United States. It's going to be a pretty big one. So,
well, I understand.
You better bring some heat. That's all I'm saying. You can't just half-ass a 250th anniversary. I mean, you saw what he did. I mean, that fight was for Flag Day and his birthday. That was the craziest spectacle I think I've ever seen in my life. In a kind of a positive way. I thought it was incredible.
So July 4th is going to be like a major day.
Yeah. Now, it may not happen, I don't think, but that's the scuttlebutt right now. That's what it's starting to look like. Whenever I'm in doubt, I just come back to this debt clock like it's my Bible and just look at it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if they can pull this off, it's
fantastical.
Like, it will solve. It won't be like perfect, but it'll like everything will open up for us finally. It'll just be, we've been crushed for decades, like literally forever. We've never known real financial freedom. Like what that world looks like. We've never had it. This may be it. I don't know. Doesn't mean there won't be problems and other things going on, but if they turn U.S. governance and especially on the right wing, like if the new culture is anti-fraud, like I'm anti-theft, anti-corruption, and productivity. Anybody who runs on those three pillars, I don't care what office you're running for, that like all the way down to the city council. That's a great candidate. That's all that should matter for anybody is how much money are you saving? Are you catching the guys that are stealing money from us? And are you increasing productivity for the output of said system? That helps everybody except the thieves. And who screams the loudest? The thieves. And we're seeing a lot of people screaming. So,
oh yeah,
over many years, if people keep this culture and Americans learn this lesson at a fundamental level, we're in for a solid run for a very long time.
Unless someone comes in like Newsom and screws it all up and deliberately.
Newsom's under investigation by DOJ right now.
Yep.
That doesn't seem to slow him down though. That's the impressive part.
Well,
like
have you ever read The Confidence Man?
No.
It's a great book about how to be it's an autobiography of a con man.
Okay.
And it'll get you into the mind as somebody who is an honest, hardworking, good person, what a psychopath or what people can do when they train themselves to lie. Like,
he's a master.
All these guys are. That's all they're really good at. And they're getting bad because the world's getting too complicated. Their lies can't keep up with the real-time events anymore. Which I think is a part of the strategy.
Well, and then everything's recorded, so they go, everyone knows what they're doing.
Exactly. And with AI, assuming that we can use it properly, as long as you have access to the data and you can see that you have access to computation, you can run numbers on spreadsheets like pretty freaking fast. And using LLMs, you can get it programmed to go in and find, hey, this organization has been caught funneling money. Who else is tied to it? Boom, boom, boom. Create your tree, map it all out. That can be done in like days. All these Doge kids that people think they're like these savant wizard kids. That's not what that. No, they're just using AI. Yeah, they're pretty smart,
They know
but
how to use AI.
yeah, it's not that hard. You just got to spend some time on it and get past all the magical language, the jargon. Once you simplify it in your head, it's stupid easy.
But you have to be very specific about what you're inputting and what you're wanting from it.
Yeah. You have to
Yeah.
create certain conditions. And
Yep.
then there's different levels and different products that you need to, like, once you start paying into the high level tiers of computationalism, then it's like, damn. But these guys have access to the United States government computational network. Um, I yeah. So that total cartel asset forfeiture liability. You know what asset forfeiture is?
Yeah, civil affix forfeiture. Yeah,
Well, what about criminal asset forfeiture? That's
it's
everyone
not very
talks about
much
civil.
difference.
Well, because we've been so against it because they've been targeting American citizens illegally with that, or maybe not illegally. It's probably
Have
legal.
you ever heard of that, Corey? Civil asset forfeiture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the biggest scam in the world.
Well, what do we actually use that on real criminals like cartels? Like, people don't understand the cartels run, like, they have they own politicians here in the United States, they own whole countries, and it just, in the amount of drug, like, Dubai was built on basically diamonds and drug trade money.
Yeah.
So if you're curious about how much money is in that system, go look at Dubai. That's how much they built. They built a friggin' futuristic megalopolis out in the middle of the desert. So anyway,
That was the crazy thing about the war
they hit Dubai.
Iran. Well, I mean, all the people that jumped, what is it, Dubai, or was it United Arab Emirates that left the OPEC?
Yeah, they work for us now.
Yeah, that was nuts. I would have never saw that coming. That one caught me off guard.
That's what Ben Solomon. That's when I told about the Vegas shooting, and that literally it looks like we helped MBZ take control of the throne and kill off the rest of his family. That was gonna be a problem for him, or all the problem people, and he just cleaned house. And now he has total security, because that's really what Trump, I think, is offering to these countries. He's offering, hey, come with me. I'll protect you from your own security forces that have their knife to your throat and your families. Spill the beans on everything. I mean, that's what Maduro was all about. Like, it was really, like, I agree, it was really a rescue operation.
Yeah, it had to be.
That's why it was so smooth. And then I love how they always said, oh, then we kill all his Cuban bodyguards. They always make the point, is Cuban bodyguards, because that's what they do. They put people that are that have no loyalty to their principle that can be bought off, no problem. Like, that's the biggest weakness for principles for people that are key decision makers or have authority. So that's what EM calls the Praetorians, the Praetorian problem. So as long as, and I mean, I don't see, I mean, everything is screaming that this is what's going down. Like, I can't see, I don't think it's hopium. Like, I think it's real. I don't see anything that shows me any other direction that this could possibly go in at this point, short of someone blowing the world up. But if they do, fine, whatever, blow it up. Fucking idiots. But
the
I don't know what
views
they
of
can do
the
at this point.
hosts on this are not necessarily reflected by the channel.
No, I mean, like, if they want to hold the
Sorry.
world hostage, I would just say call their bluff. Screw them. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Make my day, punk.
Do
We're
it.
gonna keep moving. So, because I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
I could never understand where they came up with the idea of what is proportional. You know, we need to
Yeah.
have a proportional response. And it says like, well, that doesn't sound very proportional to me. What is your matrix here? What are you using to consider what proportional is?
Yeah. Yeah, Trump did that. That was during the Syria strikes. He's like, well, what did they hit? Did anyone die? No? Couple this, that. It's like, okay. And you want to blow up how many things? Well, how is that proportional? But proportion is only like in real politics, it's not like you can't like real proportionality is not really a policy. It's just something we tell people to make them feel better, like we're reasonable and not half-hinged people. We're not proportional in our responses at all. Like,
Well, but I mean, some of the responses that we've done in the past, it's just like, how is that proportional?
That's the thing. I am not a proportionist. I say, I mean, if we're going to kill
No,
our
I'm not
enemies, kill
criticizing.
them
I'm
with
just
full
saying,
force. Like,
I'm not criticizing you. I'm just saying that a lot of the times it's like we need that fear is a good proportion. How come we don't want them to fear us? That's the thing I can't ever get around.
because we've been the
It,
world's sucker for
we want
since
everyone
World
to
War
like
II.
us. We want everyone to like us. We won't want to be the bad guy. Well, sometimes you just need to be an asshole and go out there and kick some ass.
Well, that's the thing with our elites, that even the ones that aren't like, most of our elites are idiots. They don't really know. They're not their great grandfathers. They're not their grandfathers, and they're not even their parents. They're the spoiled, rotten princelings of greater, more evil, but smart men that designed this whole thing. And these guys just don't even know what they've inherited. They don't know how it works.
Well, that's the reason
And
the old saying, shirt sleeves is shirt sleeves in 3 generations.
and the Atlanticists is what they call themselves, that the East Coasters, the people that are literally closer to Europe, where they had more interaction with European markets, financial royals. They always look at Europe and be like, oh, I'd love to be a queen or a king. Like, like Hillary Clinton literally wanted to be queen of America, pretty much. That's like, they just get this grandiose idea of like, I want to be I want to be treated with royal, like I'm a god, like with servants walking around doing whatever I say. I don't like this whole Americanist where these little dirty people can talk to me like I'm their peer. Ugh.
Well, it's like the same thing that I always say that's frustrating about the Adventist church. It's about their legacy. They'll sell off so many things so that way they can do their legacy, and that's the same thing with anyone in power. It's not about a business; it's about the legacy.
Well, they're going to
Too.
need a legacy because they're on the chopping block as far as many of the churches that are not going to, I don't know. Anyway, sorry. I know that gets personal. I don't mean it that way. It's very sad because I liked the community that we had at College View Academy. I enjoyed it. It was a good childhood. It's just sad that's going away, but it'll come back in another form. But not going away. It's gone. It doesn't exist. Not like that.
Yeah, I understand.
But like back when our parents were kids, totally
Well, dude, when
different
my
world.
parents were kids, they had like MBA had couple hundred students. Now they barely have 20 or 30.
Yeah.
They have barely enough to pay for, and they just have to sell everything off just to, for the taxes purposes.
Yeah, the only thing that's saving them is that they were, they were so closely tied to the government and corporate in terms of medical. So you got what is that? Loma Linda, Medical University. You got a few like those. The Adventists are very good. They churn out very good medical professionals that are highly desired. That is a real thing. So
Yeah.
the history of that is very interesting. And that's the whole. I toured the whole Kellogg thing, and where is that? Battle Creek, Michigan. The properties over there, which the U.S. government reclaimed and took over shortly after and during World War II, and there were U.S. military outposts or intelligence bases. So I'm just like, there's been a connection with the Adventist Church, just like the Mormons, just like a lot of these other churches that are really good at designing ideal order followers
Hmm.
that are really good to integrate into certain systems that the system needs. Doctors, professionals, people that'll keep their head down, work diligently, and not ask too many questions. Because a highly ethically motivated person doesn't want to know about the whole thing. They just want to do their job really well to the best of their ability. And that's a virtuous, good thing. But it also has a blind side. There are some upsides at being a dissidently minded person. There's a lot of downsides, but there is one upside, is that you can kind of cross train and you can kind of see the forest through the leaves sometimes. Or sometimes it's just a leaf and you think it's a tree. I don't know, that too. So I'm ranting now.
Yep.
You are ranting? No.
So what do you think of that? Huh?
Come on,
Well,
Cody.
well, about ranting, I love ranting. It's my favorite hot pastime.
So they'll announce this July 4th. The Genius Bill is going to get passed in January. And that is when I think next year is when this is going to really start kicking off hard in terms of the actual restructuring. But how soon to that plant's online? Do you know?
Plant?
The Taiwan semiconductor?
They say it's supposed to be 27?
Yeah.
It's getting close. I think that's
And
what
it's
they
going to
said.
take a few years to work out the bugs. So 28, 20, that
I
works on the
think
time.
that some of the plants are already up and they're already doing stuff with it.
At some point, China is going to take back security over Taiwan. That is probably going to happen in the probably 2030. Might happen
Well,
sooner.
they said 27. They've been threatening 27 for years.
And maybe 27. It might be right on that time, but I feel like this is what I mean. Like, they're giving us enough time to spin up our chip manufacturing factories. That's very nice of them, isn't it?
They're such nice
They're
creatures.
so nice. And then while Taiwan's building up its defense, they've just recently announced that they have adopted the Iranian. They adopted this a long time ago, according to Eric Prince, but whatever. They announced it, that they're doing a decentralized mosaic grid of decentralized command within Taiwan in the event of invasion. So basically, they'll break up into cells, work off of, old school systems if they have to, have backup radios, obviously SATCOMs, things that have a hard time being jammed, and work in localized cells to repel invaders. Weapons depots, similar to what happened in Ukraine. Like, when they launched that war in Ukraine, the Ukrainians have been building up arms and building like weapon depots and like caches all over the Donbass and throughout deeper into Ukraine, so that when the Russians came in, they would hit like little minefields and pockets of resistance that would slow it down, chip away, eat away at it, kind of a rear guard guerrilla action to draw them deeper and deeper into Ukraine. That was, I guess, the idea. Didn't really work. The Russians just kind of rolled right up to Kiev in a tank column, blasted anything in their way, waved, said, "Hello, we can come kill you anytime we want," and then left and went back to, take back the Black Sea and Sevastopol and, the Donbass and just reclaim that region. But so I don't know exactly how that's going to shake out with Ukraine. There's going to be probably something similar to what we're seeing happening in Iran. And I wonder if they bring back Ahmadinejad. I told you guys that, but that was a previous president. And he's like the only guy, because he was anti-American at the time, so he has some clout with the local population. But we're also talking about George Bush era at the time. So I'd be very anti-American if I was an Iranian back then.
Yeah, he kind of screwed up a whole bunch of stuff, didn't he?
he was one of the implementers of this whole plan, this design for the new American century. And maybe they were the creative
I
destructive.
don't think he was the architect of very much. Now that I give him,
No, he wasn't. No, Goldman Sachs. The guys at Goldman Sachs were kind of the mid managers, but I mean, this thing has been talked about and war gamed and designed and redesigned. I mean, if you go back and read these guys' books, I mean, they were talking about this stuff back in the 1800s. I mean, how to design the world and what phases the business plan for the development of the planet would be. Remember, I told you the von Braun with the UFO threat escalation ladder. Like, first, it's going to be nuclear weapons, and it's going to be, uh, terrorism. So you need global surveillance, and then it's going to be asteroids. So now we need weapons in space to shoot down the asteroids, and then we bring in the aliens. Remember, I showed you that video. I don't think you saw that, Corey. I think that was when you were gone. But his mistress said that he told her that all the time. He said, remember, when they bring the aliens, remember, it's all a lie, all of it. That was Werner von Braun that said that to her, apparently. And she's been on record saying that several times.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's what's happened, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's just the timing of it's all off because we have weapons in space. Literally showed you a video of John Solomon spilling the beans that if Iran messes around too much, we might launch our space lasers on them. And John Solomon is he's like an intelligence asset for the Senate, or that has access to the Senate Republicans. He's like their mouthpiece that when senators want to get something out, they go through him. They trust him. He's very accurate, and he doesn't throw things like that around like often. He is not a hair on fire kind of person. He's very mellow, calm, a very good TV guy, but he said that at a band, and I was like, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the U.S. is literally back, is what it looks like. And if we seize all the cartel assets,
I'm surprised they haven't done it already. I mean, they've put them in a position where they could go after it.
We're just going to have to repo all of Miami, basically, and several other cities. Like, just take it away. This is
Well, we
mine.
blew up enough of Israel. The Jews are going to need somewhere to move to. I mean,
they can go to, I don't know, where's some place that needs running water. They're good at building things. So just send them, I don't know. Yeah, we can send them to Vermont. It'd be nice. They can go to Vermont. They can have Vermont.
they want someplace warm. Come on, man.
Well, Vermont looks like Israel, so it's kind of, at least make them think it's Israel. And send them to California. They already have ends there. They can just all go to California and rebuild that disaster.
Man, that would be interesting, wouldn't it, if they actually could do it?
No, Israel's not going anywhere. Israel is going to be, we're building a new base down there right now. No one's talking about it.
We got a lot of new bases going up. We got a lot of old bases getting reactivated too.
I know.
That's the thing.
And have you seen that they are openly talking about merging our defense industries together?
No,
They're going to vote on it in Congress.
What is that going to do?
Pact with Israel. Total tech sharing.
With Israel?
Yep.
Nobody can trust them according to what books, authors, and other people. And I'm like, why would they want to do that if nobody can trust them?
The Pentagon just came out a few days ago and said our biggest threat in terms of spying is the state of Israel right now. The Pentagon said that.
They just can't keep them out?
They own Congress. The interests that back Israel own Congress. Let me put it that way. It's not the Israelis themselves. It's who owns the City of London. That's what we're dealing with. It's the financialists out of that system that own and set up Israel. That's They literally open the history book of it. It's right there. It's all those guys. It's the same people. It's the roundtable groups. It's the it's that book I flash to you guys all the time, the Anglo-British establishment. Anyway, by Carol Quigley, the historian for the Council on Foreign Relations, wrote that, and he just lays out a lot. He just flat out says it. He doesn't talk about Israel too much in that one. He talks mostly about Rhodesia and South Africa and basically how they carved up the African colonies and how everyone, like the different people at his group, the Milner's Roundtable, had different portfolios of management. Like, okay, your job is to go manage this section of the Congo. You go over here, you go over here, you go over here. And they just become basically barons of the colonies, even though they weren't technically colonies anymore. They're still running them.
Yeah.
Like, I keep hearing this from SF or former spooks, and they say, what's your biggest problem you have in terms of like, who's the most difficult foreign intelligence agency or group to work with? And they said, every one of them has always said the French.
Really?
They're awful. Yeah. Because they lie to you about it's either the French or the Israelis. It's a toss up. Yeah. French intelligence is also French financialism, French legal. It's all one thing. It's not there. There is no degrees of separation between them. And same with all intelligence services. Like when you look at Wall Street, that's the intelligence. That's the IC community right there. Does that make sense? Or you ever thought of it that way? Because they have access to global information in terms of where all the money's going, and they're the ones that place certain capital where it needs to be for certain events to happen that are predictable for intelligence to go out and do whatever they need to do for national security. It's all rigged. The whole thing is rigged. All of it. This, what I just showed you guys, is the de-rigging process. And you might say, well, why would they do that? Well, the first investors of this new model are going to be crazy wealthy. First off, like if you can see the vision of this and you're smart enough and you believe in this mission, you might move your bets around once you see it starting to come to fruition, because there'll still be massive ways to earn money. We're still going to be trading with the whole world. The whole world will want to do business with us. Like, that's not we're not closing ourselves off. Like, we're basically getting access to a bunch of global markets is what's going to happen. We'll be the new China, but not for cheap plastic crap. Basically, all the there'll be some of that, but it'll be a bit more, up to U.S. standards. Like, we're not really good at making stuff that breaks really quickly. It's just not in us. Like, it's not in our manufacturing culture. Like, people wouldn't want to come to work.
Yeah, they got pride in their stuff. Yeah, American pride.
You got Mexico, we got South America, we got all those nations, all those resources down there. They're effectively ours. We got the Pacific Ocean now. They just opened up fishing rights for 500,000 square miles of it that were closed right around American territories, which also allows for, any commercial fishing. It opens up the question of mineral rights and all this other stuff. And we're the only people with the kind of ships, besides the Chinese and the Russians and European nations, that can do deep water resource extraction.
Never thought about that.
And we're building out our ability to do shipbuilding like crazy fast. And it's all going to be brand new, modernized shipbuilding manufacturing process, a lot of automation, AI engineered design builds, modular designs for upgrades. And it's a great business plan. It's really genius, and it can work. It's just the biggest hang up right now is our political decision makers. Almost all the people in elected office right now throughout the entire country, I'd say at least 60% of them are not legitimate, should not be in those seats. Have either outright stolen or something was weighed and the measure or something happened. So we've been operating under fraud, and we haven't been able to get decision-making down to the local level. It's why people have just disassociated from governance. It's just like nothing, we can't do anything. It doesn't work. So if they can fix that, which that's what Tulsi Gabbard supposedly was dropping, if Blaine Holt's been saying, the General Holt's been saying that he thinks something like they're going to announce something they've been saying this for weeks now, so I don't know. I'm not really holding my breath, but I am at the same time. They have to do something about the elections before November, and it has to happen like really, really soon, like within the next month, or else it's just going to be too late. I mean, early elections are going to start. I mean, they're already kind of starting.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Who was the guy that was running for against Bassett and them?
Spencer Pratt.
Lost? Yeah, he's been dropping stuff left and right. People have been following him. And he goes, I know where all the bodies lie. And he's letting them fly. He's like, I was going to wait. Now he's not waiting. He is one angry
He's in a
guy.
lawsuit against her with her brother.
Hey, let me, I got to take care of something real quick. You guys keep going or?
Well, we're about to wrap, I think. It's about 1:50.
Yeah.
It's 10.
I mean, not to push it.
No,
I mean, I really enjoyed the conversation.
I'm tapped out. I just blabbed a lot. So sorry.
Yeah, I'm sitting with all that information. Is like, okay.
It's good news, boys. Good news. Happy.
It's great news.
It's great
It's
news.
like, how do I understand it, interpret it so that I can connect with it?
Just stare at it for 4 or 5 years.
Obsess over it for 4 or 5 years is what he means.
Yeah.
I call it research. You call it obsession. It's fine. I'm trying to get mine. All right. I'm trying to figure out how to place my bet for the money. That's why I got Ripple. I placed that bet. It was a crazy bet to make at the time, but I'm like, the only way out of this is if we get cross-border payments and we survive, the dollar survives, and we get back to some sort, we get our bond market under control, and we use all this data, our ability to computationalize and our ability to compute data is unparalleled in the world and in terms of scale. And if we can use that to leverage and create liquidity pipelines to all the countries that need access to dollars for stable currency that they can trust and start building things and giving loans out locally. I mean, dude, nobody in the world could ever do that, has ever been in the position to do something like this until now. And if we can do it,
that's history books.
Oh my goodness. It solves the amount of problems that will solve. And that's what Ripple offers. That's what they do. And they fall under the current legal mandate. They beat their lawsuit with the SEC that said they weren't a security, that it was a tech or it was an asset. That was a big thing because they were trying to make it out that it was a security. They passed ISO 1011211, which is the new. They're in compliance with that new international framework for. It's like the new language for cross-border payments. It's like the formatting process of how to properly format these transactions and how to clear it. So only certain coins or stable coins are in that clearance. They got a direct pipeline to Tether, which is a direct pipeline to US dollar, and they have a pipeline to literally everything else. They've been building this thing out. Now, I haven't seen it executed in that scale, but they have been at the White House more than any other crypto, whatever you want to call it, any other group that I've seen. They went to Davos at the American House. They had a whole place in the American House in Davos, which like no one else went there that was in the crypto world. It was just them. And I think the Tether guys were there. So I've just been watching. I'm like, I can't believe it. It's like, it's probably going to happen. If that clears and that actually takes off right now, it is selling for, let me see here. XRP, which is Ripple, is selling for 50 cents. No, $1.21. I bought it at 50 cents. It's probably going to 10x 100. Honestly, we're talking about scaling up to offering transfers for the entire planet.
That's big. Yeah. I
So
bought
you
it
make
at
a little bit
high.
of money. You really don't need much. Throw in $1,000, throw in 500, throw in $100. You will make
On what?
XRP. I'll tell you about it later offline, how to do it
Okay.
if you're interested. But
Yeah, I bought it at $2.14 back in the day.
oh shoot, it'll come back.
Yeah, it will. I keep checking on it. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
when I had
we'll
some
hear about it when it
cash.
happens. You won't even have to check. It'll just be like, oh my God, everyone's going to flip out. Like,
I can
Kinda
retire.
like when
Yeah.
Bitcoin went nuts.
Yeah. Bitcoin will be okay for a while, but it is not going to whatever they say. It's just not going to do that. Bitcoin, Martin Armstrong says this, Bitcoin is mostly used for money laundering. Like it's just a way to get money out
Always
of,
has been.
it's only
Yeah,
a way,
always
it's a way to get money out of the country. It's a legal way.
Yeah.
So that's why China had to cut it off. Like after a while, they're like, all right, you're done. No more. Like, because they saw there was like all these yen were leaving like crazy. Anyway. All right. Sorry. Leave it at that.
Well, thanks for watching, guys, listening to us. It's been a amazing time. Colin's just been blabbering, as he calls it.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a good explanation.
Yeah. But yet, if Ripple is your choice, go for it. If not, don't do it. That's all up to you. We're doing what we're doing. You do what you do. And we'll see what happens on a
4th of
year or
July.
two.
Yeah.
See what happens.
I think we'll have a much better idea by July, and then the midterms, and then when the after Christmas, when the new year starts. But right now, this year has been showing me all the right signals of what I was hoping, more, like way more than like they're going for the throat in a good way.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. It's really good. So
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good. I like what's going on so far. Although, I mean, Trump is frustrating me, I'll have to say, to be completely honest. So,
Trump honestly has very little to how this unfolds at this point now.
well, I agree with that. Yeah.
It's kind of set in stone already. I think you could honestly fly blind. It's just how much farther can he take it before he leaves? There's a few things. If he can get elections under control, that's the big one. And I'm sure they got some plan for that, but man, I'm like, come on, guys. Because if they fail, we're in slavery for like 100 years. We'll never get out.
Yeah.
We'll never get another chance like this.
Yeah, I guess. So, alrighty. Well, I really appreciate you guys coming and listening to our podcast. Maybe we have harebrained ideas. Maybe we don't. Only time will tell. So, but, we have it out there, and we appreciate you guys letting us, get it out there and talk about it. It's really helped Colin. Look he has like a normal haircut now too. So
Yeah, I'm wearing a polo.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm impressed. All right, guys. Really appreciate y'all.
Don't forget to
thanks.
subscribe, like, share. Don't forget to go to a merch store. Don't forget to go to that Patreon and click on the links below, wherever below is. And thanks for watching.
Right.
Appreciate it.